As promised, we're going to go over some basic things using these videos that you can look at your leisure, and then we can actually practice these things when we're in class. We're going to start by talking about how to set up a basic news release. Press releases, of course, are the basic tool of distributing information that PR people use. Whether we're going to send information out to a reporter in hopes that they'll pick up the story and write about it, or whether we're just distributing information on our website. A lot of organizations these days will write up a news release, put it on their website, and use social media to promote the release, especially if the release is of marginal news value. Reporters will watch the link and they will come over and get the release if it's something good. And more importantly, customers or stakeholders, whatever they are, they'll find the release on a search engine and they'll come directly to your website and take a look at it. And that accomplishes what you need. You're sort of bypassing the media. So what are you going to put on a release? You can start by putting on who you are. That can mean you use a company letterhead, a special news release letterhead, or simply type the name of the organization at the top of the release. Next, you need contact information. Who are you? How does an editor or reporter get a hold of you if they want more information? Keep in mind that they do not work 9 to 5. News hours these days, news cycles, I should say, are 24 hours these days. And you probably should consider using a cell phone number as well as your office number so that there's an after-hours contact. The date the release is to be distributed has to be on there. That tells the editor and the reader how new, how old it is. You may hear some discussion of embargo releases. That's when you put the release out today and you ask that it not be published, distributed until next week. Those days are gone. With a 24-hour, highly competitive news cycle, nobody's doing that anymore. You can pretty much guess that once you distribute it, it's going to get published. You need a really good headline, something that's going to attract both the reader and the editor's attention. You need a dynamite lead. We'll talk about leads a little bit later. And then you need an intelligently developed story, a story that you write well. Finally, you're going to put on there any information that you want the editor or the reader to know. That might mean reference to some additional information, a sidebar. It might mean a video. It might mean some photographs someplace. Maybe you quote your CEO and you want to refer people to a bio. And you can do that with a link, or you can do that with you can get more information about it and tell them where to go. Some people may ask you, why are you studying this? Releases are dead. There's a constant stream of stories asking if the news release is dead. The answer is no. It's still the most accepted format for the distribution of information. The difference is news releases have evolved. The best releases today include a lot of extra information, not just words. They include links, they include video, they include photographs, they include social media links so people can distribute them on social media. They probably include a lot of information in the backgrounds for social media optimization, or I'm sorry, search engine optimization and search engine marketing. So let's take a look at a couple of releases and see what we're talking about here. Here's a couple of releases that I've worked on for the Flint Fire Department, or fire company. So here at the top, we have who's putting the press release out. And we have it labeled. It's very clear this is a release, very clear who this is from, and my information is right below it. That is my cell phone. When I put something out for my association, my office number is also there. Right below that, you can see when the release is due to come out. This is a very straight news story. This is about the promotion, the election and promotion of the officers. So it's a very straight headline. It's a very straight lead. Story goes down. And then at the bottom, there's some boilerplate, which a lot of people like to put on. You can use 30. You can use 3 little asterisks, whatever. And I've seen people just put end at the bottom of it. But this is to indicate that the story is over. Here are links back to the website and back to the fire company Facebook page. The other release that I put out recently for them is more of a feature thing. Again, at the top, it says news release, and it's got the organization's name and logo up there. It's got the contact information. When did it go out? Now, this is something we wanted to get a little catchier headline because it's a feature story, so there's this juxtaposition of a nice, warm, cozy home and something being deadly. And then as a subhead, we offered 5 easy tips. For some reason, people like odd numbers, and if you're going to list tips, that's the way to do it. And again, it's more of a feature lead. And then we go down and give them their 5 points. Here's a link to more information that people can get to. And here's, again, this is a boilerplate. So that's how these 2 press releases went out. They both got pretty decent pickup. The new officer release, this is how the Daily Record handled it. Come on, machine, you can do this. I have faith. There it is. So this is what they did. Now this is what a lot of papers are doing these days. Special to the Daily Record, they're just putting stuff in. And they did a little editing on this, but the story is largely the same. They used a photograph that I distributed. And everybody's in here. That's the Daily Record. The Mount Olive Chronicle, which is a recorder newspaper, weekly in the area, also picked it up, used a picture. They got the name wrong in the headline, but that's their headache. And they ran the story. Somewhat, a little bit of a change here, but mostly pretty much the same. And finally, the other weekly that serves Mount Olive did this with it. Oops. Did that with it. Again, the picture. Now, they didn't change anything. They ran the story exactly as I gave it to them, which happens a lot these days. If you give them a good story, they're going to put it in exactly as you write it. That's an opportunity for a public relations person because it means your message is getting directly in there. The other story also got picked up pretty well. This is the Warren Reporter. What's nice about the Warren Reporter is this is NJ.com. NJ.com is a Star Ledger. So it's on their website. It got all their electronic distribution. And they did some editing on this, but they got our points in. They got We Are in there. And they got our website in there. The other place this got picked up was in the Mount Olive News. And again, they didn't touch the story. They did it exactly as I gave it to them, which is nice for us. So this also got picked up by WRNJ, which is a Hackettstown radio station. So this didn't go viral. It didn't get picked up by huge media, but it got to the people that we wanted to get it to, which is the people that this fire company serves. It got information to them, and it also helped the reputation of the fire company among the townspeople. So that's how you get a press release ready and formatted to go out. You use your name on top, your contact information, the date, headline, a lead, a good story, some boilerplate at the bottom, put your links in, and an end mark. And that is how you format and distribute a news release.